The Detroit Lions have only lost one game since Aidan Hutchinson was injured, and that was December 15th to the Buffalo Bills. And ironically, it had been 2 months almost, 62 days since his injury that the Detroit Lions received their first loss. And they've been struggling on the defensive side of the ball. The defensive line has only one starter remaining from the beginning of the season, and that is DJ Reader. And Aidan Hutchinson, when he went out, another season-ending injury. That's what we were told. That's what we understood it to be when he first went out. And then, we start hearing a couple days later that it might not be season ending. And then Dan Campbell gets up there and says, listen, if anybody can come back, it's Aidan Hutchinson. If he can come back this year. And we've gone over this before, but the injury that Hutch sustained is a minimum case, a best case scenario, 4 months. And it will be just shy of 4 months. It will be like 3 months, 3 weeks and 4 days or something like that from the time Hutch was injured to the Super Bowl. So we've been wondering, a lot of you guys in the comment section have been just telling Hutch, saying he's not going to play. He's not going to return. And what I have to say to that is we don't know. We do not know. If anybody knows his condition and what he's capable of doing is Aidan Hutchinson. Of course, he's got to get cleared by the doctors and the team and things like that. And I think that's a real possibility. But we've been tracking his progress. A week after he was hurt, he talked about how he was doing well and the surgery went well and everything like that. And we've been doing updates. We've seen him in the pool walking. We've seen him hobbling around Ford Field. We've seen him on the podcast talking about that within a week, he was able to put weight on his leg. And that's due all to the recovery process, mainly the rod being in the leg, because I guarantee you if it wasn't for that rod and that hardware, he wouldn't have been able to stand on it that soon. But we've seen him walking. We've seen him walking in the pool. Now Hutch is doing more than that. This is coming from the Detroit Times Twitter account via House of Hutch on Instagram. This is Hutch in the pool looking like the $6 million man. Now remember, it is that left leg that is injured. And I'm trying to see if he is putting if he's not putting the same weight that he's putting on the right side, on the left side. And it looks like he's putting equal amounts of weight. His legs look to still be a very similar size. I'm basically looking at those quad muscles to see if he is able to put, and that left one looks just as, maybe a little smaller, but they look the same. So I can't really tell if he's not putting, I love this shot. These are 4 different camera angles. It's literally like watching the $6 million man. But Hutch, man, is able to run. Now, albeit it's not the same as running on a football field, running in a pool, as we've all done it. It's different, but it is some weight that is going. He is weight bearing more than just walking, more than just he's more than just jogging. This looks like, like he's got up some speed. So my thing is, can Hutchinson come back in 38 days? 38 days he has to come back. I think he's capable of doing it. I know he said the NFC title game, but the NFC title game would be 2 weeks before that. So him coming back in 24 days, that's tough. But I could see him using the entire 38 days to return to the Super Bowl. All Hutch has to do is be cleared. I mean, he's not going to, I don't think he's going to be at 100%. He's not going to be at 100%, but what player he is. At how we're doing, him being out there, you would have to account to him, for him to some extent. So Aidan Hutchinson out there running. The Detroit Lions have a few elevations remaining from their IR. I believe it is 4. Alexander Zaloni, his was lifted yesterday. I didn't officially see it, but I'm sure he's out there practicing. So it was. And if my memory serves me correctly, we only have 3 remaining. One of them will no doubt go to Hutch. One will be Khalif Raymond. So this is going to be very interesting. But let me know in the comments below, Hutch, does this give you any type of pause that, maybe he will be back by the Super Bowl? Do you think, based off what you see from this video, what you saw from the video, do you think Hutch has a realistic chance? That will put him at 24 days. The NFC title game will put him in 24 days to be back. I think I would feel much better with no limp. If I can see him walking and there's no limp at all, no even slightly noticeable, I would really be like, okay, you know what? He'll be back. But I'm sure he's working super hard. Again, a third of his injury, 120 days would be 4 months. He is almost at a third. No, he is 1/3 of the way, or 2/3. I'm sorry, 2/3 of the way remaining. He's made a lot of progress in 81 days. Can he get there in the next 38? So it's going to be interesting to see for him to realistically play for the Super Bowl. Hutch, he doesn't have to be elevated. Like, you don't need to eat the whole 21 days. The 21-day evaluation coming from IR is simply a maximum amount of time. But we've seen with Iffy, he was elevated. He played. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, he was elevated. He played. Alexander Zaloni probably will not play versus Minnesota, but we probably will see him in if we get a bye week and we get that first seed, we'll no doubt see him in that first playoff game. So the 21-day window is just simply that. So Hutch could be elevated between now and it won't be now, because if he's going to be back for the Super Bowl, that would be 38 days. And if it was for the NFC title game, that would be 24. So best case scenario, in my opinion, Lions get a bye week. They get a bye week. The divisional round is when we would see Hutch. We would get his 21-day window, because the divisional round, we see it. You got the conference. So you know what? Yeah, because the divisional round would give us exactly 3 weeks to the Super Bowl. Yep. So I'm going to say we won't see Hutch. If we're going to see him, it's going to be by the divisional round. I mean, we could see, meaning it'll be open by the divisional round, because that would put him at the Super Bowl. They would have to decide whether or not he's good to go. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm confident in Hutch. I really am. I know that, I mean, he's probably doing nothing else but working to come back. There's nothing else. He plays football for a living. If you watch the interview, they said he loved the game of football, and he's doing nothing else. Every waking hour, he's probably spending trying to get back to help his team win their first ever Super Bowl. So unfortunately, he couldn't really help us down the stretch get there, but he did help us start off the right way. And when we lost Davenport and all that stuff, he was still holding it down. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You can be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.